The Forgotten Library that changed a poor boy's life forever. Before today's story begins, I want to ask you something. If someone gave you a key today, not a key to a house, not a key to a car, but a key that could completely change your future, would you recognize its value? Or would you walk away without even noticing it? Many people spend their entire lives searching for success. But sometimes, success is quietly waiting behind a door we never choose to open. Today's story is about a poor English boy who discovered an old forgotten library, a place no one cared about anymore. Inside, he found something far more valuable than gold. Something that transformed his life forever. This story begins in Oxford, England, in the year 1908. Take a deep breath. Relax. And let's begin. Chapter 1: The Boy Who Had Nothing. Oxford was famous for its beautiful stone buildings, its quiet streets, its ancient colleges. Students came from around the world to study there. But only a few streets away, life looked very different. In a tiny brick house lived a 12-year-old boy named Edward Collins. Edward's father repaired shoes. His mother washed clothes for wealthy families. Money was always short. Books were considered a luxury. Edward had never owned one. Yet, he loved learning. Every morning, he watched university students pass his street carrying books under their arms. He often wondered, what secrets are hidden inside those pages? Chapter 2: The Old Building. One rainy afternoon, Edward was delivering repaired shoes across town. To escape the rain, he stepped inside an old stone building. It was cold, silent. Dust floated through the sunlight. Rows upon rows of forgotten books surrounded him. An elderly gentleman looked up from behind a wooden desk. You seem lost. Edward smiled nervously. I only came inside because of the rain. The old man laughed softly. Then perhaps the rain brought you here for a reason. His name was Mr. Albert Whitmore. He had cared for the small public library for over 30 years. Almost nobody visited anymore. Chapter 3: The First Book. Edward admitted something that embarrassed him. I've never read a real book. Mr. Whitmore didn't laugh. Instead, he walked slowly to a shelf. He picked up a small blue book. The Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. He placed it gently into Edward's hands. Take it. Edward's eyes widened. I can't pay. You don't need to. You only need to promise one thing. What? Bring it back. And tell me what you learned. Edward nodded. I promise. Chapter 4: A New World. That evening, Edward read until the candle burned out. Then he continued reading beside the fireplace. Every page opened another world. Adventure, courage, survival, hope. For the first time, he realized that books were not simply words. They were conversations. Across generations. Across countries. Across time itself. The next morning, he returned the book. Mr. Whitmore smiled. What did you learn? Edward answered. A person can travel the world without leaving a chair. The librarian smiled proudly. You understand. Chapter 5: Every Saturday. Every Saturday, Edward visited the library. Sometimes he borrowed history books. Sometimes science. Sometimes biographies. Sometimes poetry. Each book changed him a little. He asked questions. He filled notebooks with ideas. He practiced writing every evening. His vocabulary grew. His confidence grew. His dreams grew. Chapter 6: The Scholarship. One afternoon, Mr. Whitmore handed Edward a newspaper. "There is a scholarship examination." Edward laughed. "Those opportunities are for rich boys." The old librarian shook his head. "No. They are for prepared boys." Edward studied harder than ever. Before sunrise. After work. Late into the night. Weeks became months. Finally, the examination day arrived. Hundreds of students attended. Many wore expensive clothes. Edward wore his father's repaired shoes. He felt nervous, but he remembered every lesson, every page, every late-night study session. Chapter 7: The Letter. Several weeks later, a letter arrived. Edward's hands shook. He slowly opened it. His mother watched silently. Then, he smiled. Tears filled his eyes. "I got it." He had earned the highest scholarship in the county. His education would now be fully funded. His mother cried. His father hugged him tightly. For the first time, their tiny home felt filled with endless possibilities. Chapter 8: Success never changed him. Years passed. Edward graduated from Oxford University. He became a respected teacher. Then a writer. Eventually, he helped establish free libraries across England. People often asked him, "What changed your life?" Many expected him to mention the scholarship, or university, or success. Instead, he always answered the same way. A rainy afternoon. People laughed. He smiled. "If it hadn't rained, I never would have entered that forgotten library." Chapter 9: Returning Home. When Mr. Whitmore retired, Edward visited the library one final time. The old librarian was packing books into wooden boxes. Edward quietly placed a small envelope on the desk. Inside was enough money to completely restore the old library. Mr. Whitmore looked surprised. "You didn't need to do this." Edward smiled. "No. But someone once gave a poor boy his very first book. I've been trying to repay that kindness ever since." The old librarian wiped away a tear. "You already have." Final reflection. Knowledge is one of the few treasures that grows every time it is shared. Money can disappear. Success can fade. But education becomes part of who we are forever. Sometimes, one book, one teacher, one conversation can change the entire direction of a person's life. Never underestimate small beginnings. Moral of the story. Opportunity often arrives quietly. It may look like an old building, a simple conversation, or a borrowed book. Those who remain curious and never stop learning will always find doors opening where others see only walls. The greatest investment you can ever make is in your own mind. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. If this story inspired you or helped you improve your English listening skills, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who loves learning. Tell me in the comments, what book has inspired you the most?